Welcome to my channel. It's Kathleen from Awakening Meraki. I am going to talk a bit about soul purpose today and how the masculine and feminine energies play a role in your purpose, about your frequency, and I've got a channeled message that I'm going to share as well, which I will actually start off with. And yeah, I guess the key message I want to get here is across to everybody is that, when we're activated on this journey, we think it's all about the masculine, but it's truly about your soul. It's about your soul's expansion, and it's how it's evolving and growing. And the more you get out of the distorted energy, more soul takes over. The more you feel the soul energy, it's incredibly powerful, and you're learning to harness that energy. But what also comes online is your purpose. And for some of you, look, you may already be in purpose, but it might elevate, or you could literally completely change paths altogether. I see a real mixed bag. I think for me personally, I've always been in my purpose, but it's not been thriving like it is today, because I was I was just working in 3D, right? I was doing my purpose apprenticeship, is what I call it. But, the way that we operate in 3D, prior to this awakening to how you're going to operate moving forward are going to be quite different. And I'm going to talk to that today as well. But first of all, what I would like to do is just read out this channeled piece of work. Now, when I channel, the pen goes off, and I'm very methodical, and my writing is immaculate. But when I channel, it's just a big scribbly mess, and sometimes it gets even messier. Goes scribbled, because the pen, it's the energy in behind the pen and the message that's coming through. Anyway, so let me read this out, I'm going to type this up and I'll pop it up into the community post, because I think it's a really nice message. Okay, your soul signature is looking to be expressed through your voice. Your signature is the purpose and mission you have come to radiate out of your physical vessel. Your soul purpose is here to assist with the awakening of humanity. Your soul loves to expand and grow. That is why you must get on with your own job, get super focused on expressing your voice. It is your voice which transmutes dense energies on this planet, and all twin souls must express their voice once they learn to know they are soul. So it also actually does go on to say a little bit more. It says your masculine also must learn to do the same, as they are not all here to just support the feminine. Anyway, and so let me articulate this a little bit more. So we have a core soul frequency, right? We share it with this other body, we know that. And the like when you first meet, the energies are just chaotic. It's not good energy to be in. And so it's not until you really can anchor in, and the feminine obviously leads this, anchors in that soul frequency, you will be energetically pulling the masculine up. Now, I'm not suggesting here that the masculine is going to be in the same purpose as you. That's not what I'm suggesting at all. What I'm suggesting here, and what I believe is coming through from a soul level, is that because we energetically pull them up, they're going to be in that frequency anyway. So they will naturally they will change. I see it all the time in the masculines. They're having deeper conversations. They're more in tune with themselves, because they're mirroring us, right? We're more deeper with ourselves. We're more in tune with ourselves. So they're going to mirror it back at some point. Now, they're not going to be awake like us. Their journey is very different to ours, but they suddenly have all this wisdom coming out of them as well. Actually, they always had it, let's be honest, but we didn't always want to listen to it. Certainly not me, anyway. Anyway, that's just because I'm a menace. But anyway, you soon learn that maybe you have similar wisdom once you get out of the ego. But their job is, like I say, it's not necessarily going to be off on some mission like you're on, or a purpose or that you're on, but definitely for the feminine polarity, your purpose will come online. Now, I just want to get clear on one thing. You don't go seeking it, okay? You're either already in it, or like me, you were doing a kind of an apprenticeship in your previous life, I guess we could say. And now it all falls into alignment. It's actually all making sense. My whole life now just falls into place. And it's like, oh, now I know why all this was going on, right? And it's because I'm really in my frequency and I've anchored that in. Anyway, so I just wanted to share that channel because it's a lovely message. So your currency is your frequency, okay? Not money, nothing else. It is purely your frequency. And that is why it's that frequency that you're going to be holding in this vessel is a lot higher. And so learning to anchor and hold the frequency is really important. And this is why balancing your two energies is important, because it's like the masculine is the stability, like you're anchoring in, showing up for yourself, you're holding down that frequency more, so your feminine can just dance and play and do whatever the feminine energy within you wants to do, because it's your feminine energy that is going to bring in the money. It's your magnetism. It is the feminine energy, which is the creative side of you. It's the nurturing side. It's that side of you. That's the feminine, in flow and being able to move and mold and shift with whatever's going on. But the feminine energy cannot do that if the masculine's not stable. That, you know, it'd be like the riverbanks, right? The riverbanks is the masculine energy holding up the water. But if the riverbanks collapse, then it's just going to flood. That's how you need to apply these two energies. So I need stable, strong riverbanks so my water can just flow and move and shift and do whatever it needs to do as it goes down the river. Now, actually, let's circle back. We are not just awakened just to have a good time with the masculine. That's not what this is about. You have been awakened to help, one, bring this new frequency onto the planet, and then like anchor that frequency down to get into your light and shine it and radiate it, to get into your purpose and bring that alive, because it's your purpose that's also part of shifting this planet and the way that we operate. So let's talk about high toxic masculine energy and why it will not work. Your old ways will not work with your purpose. We are conditioned to hustle, strive, chase, seek, have a plan. And the plan is the plan. You don't move off the plan, right? Cut costs, strip the team bare so they're working bones on their ass, you know, and work ridiculous hours. In this higher frequency, none of that will work. I can tell you now, there is no way I could go and do the hours that I used to do, and I wouldn't want to anyway, and nor do I need to. So those old masculine ways, if you try and apply those to your purpose will not shine, because your feminine energy is the magnetism, and it's your abundance, and it's your creative energy, and it will not radiate out, because you're back up in with that big high masculine energy, and that's not this journey. And so having, I guess, if you're coming into purpose, or say you're in purpose but it needs to elevate, you're going to have to shift the ways that you approach things. So the old 3D ways of having the plan first, having finances all lined up, all this kind of stuff, that is temporary stuff, right? That is limitation. You're a soul. You're a limitless being. When I started Awakening Meraki, I started with I paid for two things: my domain name, and I paid to register the business in my country. That was it. That's all I did. I opened up a Facebook page and I started posting, and then I started YouTube, and I started just doing YouTube stuff, and it's now expanded into this. I am now, and I can honestly say, this has got nothing to do with money, because I don't really focus on money at all. And that's the other point to purpose. You can't focus on money because money is limited. But I can tell you, I am now 18 months down the track, and we all know my story if you've been watching my content. And I will be able to get back into buying my own home again next year, because I need to show whatever to the bank, right? This is the power that you're stepping into. So when people say, oh, I've got bills to pay, I've got children to feed, I've got all these things, I'm telling you that is all limitation and it's fear, and you can shift out of it. You've got to want to. You've got to not put those things as obstacles, because obstacles will stop your soul really expanding. You're preventing your soul coming alive and expanding on planet Earth, and that's what you're here essentially to do, because you are the soul. So those old ways don't work anymore. If we think about those high masculine ways, right, the rigid systems, the plan that, maybe maybe if you're lucky, they'll reforecast the plan, but even then you still got to stick with the budget, right? KPIs, structure, like, yes, you want to have structure, okay, but not so bloody rigid that it's constricting. It's like, just like, you might as well strangle somebody when you put them in that box. And this is where somebody like me is very comfortable to have the voice on YouTube and wherever else she lands, around, this is not the way that we should be working. This is not healthy. This creates burnout, for starters, and I am very I have been in burnout. I have been to work and collapsed and broken down and took 6 months off work. So I know what burnout feels like. It's bullying, and it's squashing people's spirit, and it's also squashing your own spirit, and it's lack, and it's limitation, and it's fear. And where are you going to grow your business? You're going to grow it through your feminine energy with a healthy, balanced system and structure in place, but healthy enough that it can be, the feminine can come and move and be in flow. And if the plan's not working, you can adjust it, but you're not so rigid in it that and just stuck in old ways. They're not going to work anymore. The way that we used to operate, or still are in many cases on this planet, are changing, and companies need to get on board. They need to start looking at energy. You need to start looking at the frequency and the energy within your team. And so I can tell you 100% that if you focus on your purpose, focus on what it is, like, I've always been around the people piece, and I know that comes across. I'm pretty down to earth. I don't mind rattling a few cages to get people to see their own light, but that's my purpose, right? That's my gift. It always has been. But if I was staying stuck over here, I wouldn't be able to really light this up. And this is what you want in your teams and in your workplaces, or in sports teams that you might be coaching, or in your classroom if you're a teacher, whatever, right? You want people to have that healthy masculine, yes, in place, structure, but not to the point that it's squashing and suffocating people. You want people to express themselves and come alive and show their vibrancy and radiate their light. And that is when you're going to have a successful business. And I can tell you hands down, that is why I'm doing so well, because one, I'm in purpose. I don't care about the money. It's the byproduct. What lights me up every day is my purpose, my passion, my soul frequency, and just working with so many beautiful people around the world. It just feeds my soul. I love it. And, that is my gift. I'm very gifted at bringing communities together, bringing people together, and to help them see their light. And this is my purpose. Now, would have I been here today had I not been on this journey? No, I can tell you, no. I would have been in my old fear-based ways and stuck. I've got, 3D commitments that I've got to make and all this kind of stuff. When you let that stuff go, your soul can really expand. Your soul will come alive. And that's all soul's trying to do here. We've got to get out of the soul's way, which means getting out of all the limitations and get that frequency out of your energy field. So, your masculine energy needs to tone down if you've been in those high rigid places. Yes, you need to have healthy masculine energy, right? Because your purpose needs to be stable. You need to be able to hold the abundance frequency. It's a much, much higher frequency, and your feminine energy will not shine through if this is not anchored and stable. But equally, you don't want this too high, because then she can't do the magic, and she's the magic that you want shining to bring in the abundance. And the masculine is the stability. It's the rhythm. It's the, yes, I've got a handle of the finances. Yes, I've got good structure through my day. but equally carving out space for the feminine to shine. And you can do this whether you've got a team. You know, you might find within your team that you've got some that are actually better at the structure and some are better at the creative stuff. But equally, you want everyone having nice balanced energy. But you know, it's very different operating from purpose. It's a completely different. You just can't operate like you would have operated before. There's just no way. And I can tell you, if you start your purpose with that masculine energy and thinking you need all this logic and analytical, and you know, you need to have these finances, and I'll wait until that's all set up, and then until I've got more money and then I can start my purpose, it's not going to happen, because it's the opposite. That's old conditioning, right? That's all temporary stuff, right? If you think about what I just talked about, systems, processes, money, that's temporary. Your soul, you're abundant, you're limitless. So the structure is there so that you can hold the limitless aspect of the purpose, because otherwise you'll be like the river and you'll just float out you'll be flooding the cities, and we don't want that. It's really important that you don't rush this. You know, you are going through an awakening if you're listening to my channel. The soul will bring it to you when you are ready. I met this beautiful client this morning, full of life, full of so much radiance, energy, and suddenly, boom, it's come online. And she booked a complimentary session with me, which I welcome anyone to do. It's not on Twin Flames, it's on your purpose, it's on soul purpose. And if you just want to bounce it out with me, happy to do that. You know, that is part of my purpose as well. And yeah, you can just see when people are ready. When they're ready, and you just know it. But also take baby steps. Don't rush yourself. You know, we're so used to forcing and pushing ourselves. You can't do this on this journey. You've got to pace yourself. You know, I work differently now to what I was even a year ago. And I was coaching. I've been coaching now, doing this for about 18 months. And I've had to navigate and learn and balance myself as well, and realize I can't do so much coaching in one day. It sucks the energy out of me, and then I don't give the best. So it's making sure I don't deplete my energy as well. So it's finding that lovely balance. And that's why you can't work. Like, I could bang out so much stuff, but actually it wasn't healthy what I was banging out. I was burning myself down to the ground, and I was not nice to be around. And so I never want to put myself back in that position again. And this is what we're here to show people. You don't need to. You can create abundance on 20 hours a week, 30 hours a week, and live very comfortably from it, believe it or not. And I can tell you, you can. And because your soul has set you up for this. So it's about you connecting, cultivating that connection with your soul, trusting that you are soul, and trusting and surrendering in that soul will bring everything into you. Your job is just to let your light shine, navigate your energies, learn to work with them, learn to harness them in the way that they need to be harnessed, but equally learning to have healthy boundaries down for yourself as well. And knowing that your soul will bring the purpose to you when you're ready for it, or it might need to elevate whatever it is that you're currently doing. So I'm working with people in this space, and I love it. It's, you know, it just, it fills my cup up to see other people really shining their light and getting into their purpose. So just know that it will come when it's meant to. Don't chase, don't seek. That's the opposite of what you want to do. We're shifting. Purpose is about in your being energy, not doing energy, okay? Your purpose comes when you're really in your being energy, and you can really hold that stunning frequency so that you can really come alive, and so that your purpose can come alive, because it is here for a reason. Anyway, really hope that this helps. If you need some help and support on this, you know where to catch me. Sending lots of love.